This is the Strengthening Roots Forest. Every girl in this forest had a tree of her own. Their fathers grew their trees. Some had strong roots, others reached up with delicate branches. But some trees were without shade, because some fathers had left without ever touching the soil. And in that forest, there was a little sapling. Its owner was Emily. Emily's sapling was different from the others. It was growing without a father. No matter how hard it tried to grow, the sun always burned it. Because the one thing a sapling needs the most to grow is shade. But Emily's father had never tried to protect it, never watered it. Its branches were fragile, its leaves were wilted. So whenever the wind blew, it would sway within itself. And the worst part? Emily always felt incomplete. One day, while walking among the other trees in the forest, she heard their voices. "My father taught me how to be strong," one said. "My father told me that even if I fall, I can get up," said another. "My father always made me feel that he loved me." And Emily looked at her own sapling. Its branches were thin. The shadows never reached it. And at that moment, the sapling whispered to her, "You are alone." And Emily cried, 'cause this was her biggest fear. Emily continued to walk, crying. She found herself deep in the heart of the forest. And there, she saw a tree covered in deep wounds. There were deep cracks carved into its trunk, as if it had fought storms for years. When Emily reached out, a voice rose from the tree's trunk. "I grew up without shade too." Emily pulled back in surprise. "But you're here. You're standing. How?" The tree gently swayed. Its leaves whispered, "Because to grow, I didn't need just a father. First, I learned to strengthen my roots on my own. When the wind tried to knock me down, I found resilience within myself. When the sun tried to burn me, I learned to create my own shade. Over time, I realized that my own love could be a root too." Emily carefully looked at the tree's trunk. There were deep scars, broken branches, but at the same time, the tree's roots were tightly bound to the soil. "But these scars?" Emily whispered. The tree trembled slightly. "My scars tell my past, but my roots, they tell of the things I grew on my own. I grew without love, but I learned to love myself. I grew alone, but I learned to hold on to myself. What kept me alive was not what was missing from my past, but what I found within myself." Emily took a deep breath. At that moment, she realized her own inner strength for the first time. According to the town's rules, fathers were responsible for the care of these trees, but no one had said a girl couldn't do it. Emily rolled up her sleeves. She loosened the soil with her hands and carried water to strengthen her sapling's roots. Every morning before the sun rose, she wrapped its fragile branches and whispered songs to its leaves. Over time, the sapling began to grow stronger. First, a small but strong bud appeared. Then a shoot sprouted, and the branches stretched out. Emily's love, effort, and belief worked their way into the sapling's root. The sapling was now more tightly bound to the soil, no longer swaying. In the wind, days passed, and seasons changed. Emily's tree grew, its shade spread. One day, she hung a swing on its branches. As it swayed with the wind, the laughter of children echoed through the forest. She sat in its shade, reading books and listening to her favorite music. She was no longer helpless because she had created her own shade. And one day, she met another little girl in the forest. Her tree was also thin, without shade. Emily bent down, placed a handful of soil into the little girl's hands, and smiled. You can strengthen your own soil, because when a tree finds its own strength and learns to take root, it can hold on to life with its roots.